So I want to walk you guys through a full HubSpot tutorial on how to successfully onboard clients, how to manage workflow, and how to just manage productivity, increase engagement, and work in a systematic process that's going to help you create more revenue, give you back more time to focus on working on your business versus working in your business. So once again, this whole tutorial is to walk you guys through a sequence of steps that we've mastered as an agency that works, that allows us to work on our business versus working in our business. And there is a distinct difference. The difference between working on your business versus working in your business is when you work on your business, you're able to create sales systems, sales templates, sales processes, and create a systematic process that allows you to scale with increased productivity and engagement. When you work in your business, a lot of times you're building out things. You're working out the kinks, you're building out the systems, and there's no issue if you work in your business. A lot of times as business owners and as mid-level managers and just people who are a part of that system, we have to work in the business in order to work on the business. So this is just a overview and a walkthrough to help you guys manage your sales process, manage your workflow, increase your productivity and engagement by using HubSpot. So we'll jump into it. So contacts is how you create a contact. And this is our actual HubSpot account for our agency. So as you can see, we have 862 contacts. Out of those 862 contacts, some are clients, some are in a prospecting funnel, some are in a sales funnel, some have actually went through an acquisition, and we have acquired them as a client. So we manage everything from communication to our sales prospects to our leads, etc. So this is the contacts here. And if you go under contacts, you can separate it from contacts and companies, and then you can go to activity feed. So the activity feed will direct you directly through this feed where it shows email activity. And the cool thing about this is it shows you when your emails were open based on the activity feed. So you can say, okay, we have X amount of people who have engaged with our emails. We have X amount of people who haven't opened up our emails, and it shows you exactly when those have opened. It shows you when you've created a lead and who that lead was assigned to within your organization. So this is really, really robust information, and we use this as part of our sales process. A reason being is because within our sales process, when we send out proposals or we send out any information, when we put our prospects through a sales funnel, we know when they opened it. And so based off of that behavior of what time they opened that email up, we know when the best time is to send to that contact again. Because a lot of times you can't just say, okay, they're going to open up at 8:30 a.m. on this in this time zone. Sometimes that can be when they just get into the office. You don't know. So it's best to track, engage, and manage that behavior. And when you start to base decisions on behavior and not opinions, you're truly, truly advanced in terms of closing deals, your marketing, your decision making, etc. So once again, when you start to make decisions based on behavior and not opinions, you're much more advanced in terms of how to deal with clients, what to send out clients, understanding sales funnels, management processes, etc. So once again, you go to your contacts, which is here in the left-hand corner, and then you go to companies, or you can go to activity feed. So we'll go to companies, and the companies pretty much just show you what companies are in your actual CRM. So CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management, and HubSpot, in our opinion, is the best CRM, especially for any startup companies, any small businesses, any mid-level companies as well. I think when you start to get into Salesforce, Salesforce is much more built for enterprise companies. So that's one thing I want to keep in mind. I want small business owners to keep in mind, and keep in mind a small business can be a company doing up to $75 million in revenue. Last time I reviewed that stat. So you can be doing big business and still be a small business. But in my opinion, as an agency owner, my background was engineering. I used to be an engineer. I worked with Salesforce. I worked with SQL. And with Salesforce, we worked with Microsoft, Avaya, and Comcast. And so with having that Salesforce, one thing that I learned when using Salesforce is that there's a lot more tools, there's a lot more things to manage with Salesforce. The learning curve is much more steep than onboarding with HubSpot. So that's why I try to tell, companies and clients and small business owners, or, companies who are even have mid-level companies, work with HubSpot because the user experience is much more nimble and focused. The user interface is easier to navigate, and there's just a lot of automation that you can use when using HubSpot. And so going back to companies, this pretty much dissect companies from contacts. So you can see who your companies are, what date that they were actually placed into the CRM, and you can go, I'll just pick a random company. You can go to that company and it takes you directly to that company and any notes, any emails that you have within it. And we're going to touch on this in a second, but it gives you the snippet of information. And within that snippet of information, it usually tells you, the annual revenue that the company is doing per year, the number of employees, and any postal code information. So it's a really good snapshot of information. And, it tracks when you actually place a company under contacts or contact under a contact. It places and it tracks your attachment. So anything that you were to send to that contact specifically, or any email that you have on file, the attachments are saved. So as you guys are starting to see the picture that's being painted, it keeps you very, very neat. It shows you when any email rates were open, etc. And you're able to make better decisions. We go back to contacts here. So then we're back on the home page, which is contacts. The next thing I want to show you guys is we'll go back and I'll show you guys exactly how the CRM tracks the usage and how they're able to ensure that each contact and each client is placed in a systematic process. And once again, when you can do things systematically, you're able to scale and grow much more effectively. And you're able to keep things much more organized and neat for your team, for your organization, for any reporting that needs to be done to you. And you can use this, keep in mind, for any company. It doesn't matter if you work in real estate, it doesn't matter if you have an agency, it doesn't matter if you work at a law firm, whatever company, e-commerce, there's an integration now with e-commerce where whether you're dealing with WooCommerce or Shopify sites, there's an integration to where you can plug in Shopify WooCommerce where it tracks all the data, it tracks any orders and sales, it tracks any engagement from the site directly to your HubSpot account. So this is what we focus on as an agency. We consult with clients and we help onboard their HubSpot accounts for a fixed fee starting at $9.99, so just under $1,000. We are able to set this up for you. But if some of you guys want to try to take on a DIY approach, this is the whole point of this tutorial. So I'll continue to go further more into detail about that. So we'll just go to a contact and I'll pick one who we recently engaged. So this is an actual client of ours. And keep in mind too, if you just want to find a contact specifically, let's say they're weeks or months or years back into your CRM, you can just type their name or the company name here in the search box, hit enter, and it'll come up. So this is a client that we have a lot of engagement with, right? They are a hotel client located in San Francisco, California. Shows you the number of employees, the annual revenue. Pretty sure the annual revenue went up, but it gives you that snapshot of information. And this is all of the attachments that me and the client have engaged with over time. So it shows you this. So it keeps you neat. So if you guys are ever having any type of doubt or you need, to get a snippet of information in a condensed amount of time, you're able to use this CRM to be able to understand the attachments that you've sent, the type of attachments that your clients are opening up and engaging with, and how many times they open up, any emails that were sent out. And as you can see, it shows you different emails. You're able to expand, and you can email directly from your CRM, which I would suggest, because if you email directly from the CRM itself, it does two things. It tracks it for you. So it is able to track and show you, when that email was opened up, how many times that email was opened up, and what time that email was opened up. So that's really powerful information for you. if you go to details here, right, it shows you opened, sent. So you can just go to the details, you can collapse it or go back to detail right here in the right hand corner. So details shows you, you collapse it, it goes back. And it just shows you, it keeps a trigger of everything that's happening within your company. So this information is extremely powerful. It's something that you guys can use, and it's something that you can train your team on to make better decisions. And we're going to jump a bit more into sales funnels and processes and templates, etc. in a second, but I just want to show you guys how everything works systematically, right? So this option here, if I go to notes, any notes that we've talked to the client about, it's saved there. If I want to go to call, I can call the client directly from the CRM. Now, this is a really cool feature because you can also record phone calls from HubSpot. So if you record the phone calls, you can use that for training purposes. You can use that for, anything, sales scripts, you name it, you can use that information and everything is directly saved into your HubSpot CRM. Another good thing about it is everything is cloud-based and they have a mobile app. So if you're the type of business owner, entrepreneur, or mid-level manager who's on the go, whether you're a senior or whatever your role may be within an organization or company, there's a mobile app, and that mobile app is all cloud-based. So as long as you have your access credentials, your username and your password, you can log in and you can get an overview and a snapshot of the company. You can see how things are going. You can see how things are, what's going on. You can see what team member is reaching out to X amount of leads, clients, prospects, you name it. So it's really, really good information for you in terms of running a much more effective company, a smarter ran company or organization, and a much more lean and nimble organization. You can log activity, so you can log a call, you can select the outcome, and you can just do so much with the CRM, right? Create a task. So if you create a task, let's say I can put follow up. And I can put notes, just follow up. I can save the task, and I'm going to show you where that task is then saved. And then you can also schedule meetings. So you can schedule meetings, you can send invites directly from your CRM. It's really, really nimble. It's really robust. You can use this to just run a much more neater business. And some of the business that we've spoken to and consulted with over the years, a lot of times they have really good business models. They just don't have a neat and a well-rounded organization because they don't know, where the email is coming from or who to email and what time to email. But when you have a set systematic process, you're able to create these things and you're able to build these triggers for responses. So when X happens, Y's happen. When Y happens, X happens. And you're able to use these methodologies and these formulas, which I would teach you guys, in order to keep building a systematically ran company. And you just have no idea what it does to your clarity and your happiness and your overall management process. So we'll go to conversations, which is the next tab directly from contacts. To the right of contacts is conversation. And the cool thing about conversations is you can build out these custom bots, which is a new feature, right? So this was somebody who we just built out this bot directly from the site. So I'll go to our website, for example. And if I go to the website, you're going to see where this bot lives. And so this is our actual website for the agency. And soon as you go and you navigate to the page, you see this little bot logo, or, it pops up. It populates directly on the website. I'm going to exit out for now. But it's on every page, right? So you can go to any page on the site. You can go anywhere on the site, and it's there. Now I'm going to show you guys, and keep in mind that it remembers who you are based on your IP address. So I ran a test, so it should still be there, right? So if I write out a message, the good thing that's happening when you write out a message is it records your message here. So in real time, right? So as you guys can see, it saves your IP address. So anytime someone else came to your site and engaged with your site, it saves the IP address. And it's so smart that it knows who you are when you're returning a visit. So this is money that you guys can save on redirecting advertising. This is money you can save on following up with leads and prospects. This is time that you put back into your organization because everything is recorded directly in your CRM, right? So a lot of times people have these tools, they just don't know how to use it. And that's where we come in at. Like I said, I have an engineering background. I've used my background to be able to help businesses and companies build out more models to create revenue, save more time, increase productivity, increase effective engagement, etc. So as you can see, we've coded this is built into the website through just a plugin, and you can see the conversations that's been had. And if you go back to the inbox, you can write a reply. Let's say, "How are you?" Well, I'll say, "How are you?" back. The conversation on your website should be there. So everything is in real time, as you can see, and you can build out these custom bots. Now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go back to, so this is just inbox. So the inbox is different from bots, right? So your inbox is who you're engaging with directly from your site, directly from your CRM, and keep in mind, it records all of this information. So if I was to go back to the contacts, and if I go to the email that I placed for the conversation, it's going to pull it up and it's going to show you. So right here, everything is built out, as you can see. So it shows you in real time the conversations that you're having, you're engaging with somebody on the website, and it's showing you in real time that you can interact with people directly on your website from HubSpot CRM, and it pings you. It lets you know when somebody has sent you over something who wants to ask you a question or who wants to engage with you as a visitor on the site, and you're able to capitalize on this. You're able to effectively communicate with them directly on the site in real time while they're on your site, because the thing that you want to do is you want to capture that lead as quickly as possible. So this allows you to do that much more effectively in a much more seamless way. And it records all of the data, all the interactions into one direct portal, your CRM. And keep in mind, like I stated, this is all cloud-based. So you can manage your business from anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection. Oh, and the charger. Make sure your devices are charged. So it shows you this here. It shows you the messages in your inboxes, and you go back to inboxes, the information should be there right here, right? So that's a really, really powerful tool. We'll go back to contacts. We'll X out of this. We'll go back to conversation. So I showed you guys inbox. Now it's time to show you guys bots. And keep in mind, we build out the bots. We set up the HubSpot account. So what I'm showing you now is a large overview and outline of creating a systematic process, creating a sales process, a sales funnel by using HubSpot CRM. And we consult with clients and we onboard this. So if you guys want somebody to just onboard it for you and do the consulting for you, feel free to just give us a shout. We do this for a fixed price starting at $9.99, so just under $1,000. We show you guys there's a lot of good features with that we include. And some goodies that we throw in. So we do a custom audit. We help you create a sales process, and we do it all within HubSpot. We create your bots. We import your contacts. We make sure that we build out your dashboards, and we make sure that we build out your templates, all for a fixed price of $9.99. And we have packages that go beyond $9.99, but our most popular package is a package just under $1,000, and that includes your audit, your data audit as well, and any importing, any integrations and consultations of how to onboard it effectively. So that's for a fixed price of $9.99. If you guys want an expert to do this for you, as I stated, this video is to walk you guys through the features and how you can use this to embed the features within your own company, but that's not including setting it up. So if you guys do want an expert to set it up for you, feel free to give us a shout and we can set that up for you for a fixed price. That's where we differ. So going back to the bots, we have a bot, and you can build out different bots for different sequences, right? So this bot, it has a contact token. So it saves that contact's first name based off who's engaging. So it's really, really smart. And then you can use this to edit it. And then if then. So if then, you can set up different automation triggers. And this is our bot for our website. And this last snippet here is who it gets handed off to. So you can hand this off to anyone in your team who, let's say, is going to manage the sales process, who's going to manage any of the marketing funnels, who's going to manage any of the ad spend, who's going to manage any of the redirecting, prospecting funnels, etc. You can use this information and hand it off to them. So that's really, really good for you to be able to use. And you want to be able to use that information to help focus on your prospecting channels and your prospecting funnels, because the better you have a one-on-one relationship with your prospects, the better you are able to sell and to close deals. And we are in business to make more money. And with the tools, with automation, you can make more money in less time. So we build these bots for you guys. Now, when it comes to bots, if you guys are going to build bots yourself, you want to have the right copy. It's much more than just setting it up. You have to have the right copywriting in place. You have to have the right triggers in place. You have to have it integrated correctly within your code, the back end of your website. All this stuff needs direct attention because you don't want to mess anything up. So keep that in mind if you guys are going to attempt to do it yourself. As I stated, we do this for you in-house for a fixed price. So if you guys do need help, we can build out the bot, and we also include the custom copywriting as well as all the additional setup and integrations. So you can go to your settings here, and you can customize your settings. Then you can go to performance here, and it shows you a performance report, and you can set it up of when it's setting up that performance dashboard. So we just put our bot up. You can see it based off of how it's engaging, whether you need to make changes, any A/B testing, strategy, alterations, etc. There. And so we're going to move on to Snippets. And Snippets is a really cool tool. It's one of my favorites, actually. What Snippets is a tool for automation. So let's say you're sending out redundant emails, or you're setting up redundant tasks within your team, things that you should just have automated at this point. That's what Snippets does. So Snippets and templates. We'll jump into templates after Snippets, but Snippets is a tool where you can just type in a custom hashtag, and it allows you to populate that email or that message or that custom copy. So, and you can edit a snippet, you can create a snippet, or you can manage your folders. So we'll go to website design, and website design is a snippet. We're running a test for website design, and I'll show you guys exactly how it works, right? So going back here, right? So we'll use workshop follow-up just for the example's sake, but workshop follow-up, we can put hashtag W, and it's going to come up. I'll save that snippet. Now go back. Let's go back to contacts, and I'll show you guys how it works. Right. So as you can see, I can save that snippet, and I can put here. I can say, let's just put follow-up, and here's the snippet live in action. That W you seen, as you just seen in the back end, it's there, right? So it automatically populates. Now the difference between snippets and templates is much different. Templates allows you to set up emails and a larger body of information. So as you can see, I didn't populate the client's name. The name was already populated because of the contact tokens. The coding that's built in the CRM is really smart. It already knows who you're going to reach out to. So I didn't have to populate any of this information, as you guys can see. So it's really, really robust information and a great tool to use. And in here, you can attach a file. You can upload a file. You can change your signature. You can use all of these things, and you can also change text format. So that's the difference between snippets and templates for your marketing automation. And then the really cool thing is, moving on, is you can do ads directly from HubSpot. So you can run Facebook advertising campaigns. We can reconnect ours. We don't run our ads through Facebook, but if we were to, we can do it directly from HubSpot, right? You can create Facebook ads directly from HubSpot, which is also really helpful because it allows you to track your information and you're able to see exactly who you're engaging with or who's opening up your ads. So if you have somebody within your team, your organization running this for you, they can do this for you and you're able to track, engage, and manage from a sales process through your sales funnel who's engaging with those ads directly from your HubSpot account. And this just keeps everything much more neat and organized because if you have that information, you're able to say, okay, we can log into our HubSpot account. We can see who's actually engaged with us the most, and we can follow with those leads accordingly. And this is going to save you much more time and make you more money in the long run. We'll go to sales. And so sales, we run our accounting through something differently. We use FreshBooks, but you can use this to run off your deal pipelines through. So if you're running your deal pipelines, you can set up, these different triggers, and these different triggers are associated with different deal steps and processes throughout the whole sales process. And this should onboard with your funnels. So you have actions here. You can edit deal stages, right? So if you're editing the deal stages, you're putting different deals based off of different qualities and different pipelines. So you can add a pipeline. You have 7 deal stages. So your deal stages may be different. You may only have 3 deal stages. Other companies may have 12 deal stages. It just depends on how big the deal is. Usually more money equates to more pipeline or more leads, etc., or just more touch points within the funnel. So it just depends. You guys can customize this by going to the edit at the back end. And here it is, right? So you can create your sales pipeline. You can configure this. And you can change out all these things, right? You can put qualified to buy. You can change it back. Appointment schedule. You can do a presentation schedule. Contract sent, won, lost, etc. And those are the 7 stages of the deal process. So it's really, really good information. And then going back to marketing, you can create leads and forms directly from your HubSpot account. So we'll go to forms. And these forms just act on the website. So you have these forms and you can subscribe to forms, you can build them, you can populate them with your website. The good thing about the forms is, they act as really nimble, small landing pages, or they just act as a subscriber pop-up form. And once again, we would include this with our fixed pricing package of just under $1,000, $999. We would create this for you. So we would do all the integrations, the migrations, the setup, etc., and set it up into the back end. And you can change, your information, send a thank you message. You can redirect to another page, another URL. You can really get really robust with everything from an automation standpoint. And you have style and preview, right? So you can change your label, you can change the information, you can change pretty much everything, from a very nimble standpoint. So we'll go back to the form, and you can put in these contact properties. Now keep in mind, if a person fills this form out directly that's been built into the back end of HubSpot, it's going to save them to your contacts. And why is that important? Automation. So the more information you have under one roof that you can dissect through quickly and train the team on, the more time you will have to be able to spend on that. So if you have all the information congruent under one roof, you're much more organized, you're much more equipped to close deals, you're much more equipped to manage the company from A to Z. So this is why you want to build your forms, your bots, your snippets, your templates, your sales process. You want to direct your emails. You want to do it all under one roof, and HubSpot is that roof you should do everything under. You go back from forms, and you can build out different forms. So we'll go back to lead capture, and then lead flows is just how it sounds. It's a lead flow. So it's pop-up forms, essentially. So this is ours that's built out. And it gives you a little snapshot of information. You can edit it. So this is ours here, right? So we built this out. So this is what's automatically populated into the back end of our website. And we can build this out for you guys if you guys need help. So you can do a drop-down banner, which is really cool. So if you guys want to, play around with the UX and you just want to play around, you want to A/B test to see which one converts more users, you can do it here. You can do a slide in from the right. You can slide in box from the left. You can do a center pop-up box. You can do a call out. And then you can manage, you can change all this information here. You can do it directly from HubSpot. You can set up your thank you pages, your follow-ups, etc. So you can do a follow-up email directly from people who has engaged with your lead flow. So that's really, really cool information that you guys can use and be able to set this up. So let's just put next and then you can set up your double opt-in emails, etc. Right. So all this information will be follow-up emails directly sent to people who interact with your lead flow, which is really, really cool. So as you guys can see, the options of automation that you guys are able to build out, you can do it. And you can set up different opt-in emails. You can, show dismiss lead flow again after 2 weeks, 1 day, 3 days. You can set that up on the custom backend. And then you can preview it once it's done, right? So this is what's on our website. If you go to our website, and this pops up, and then when somebody actually engages with this, that information gets recorded directly on HubSpot. And it shows you the tablet view, it shows you mobile. You can preview it on the website. So it'll take you to the actual website itself, and it will show you the actual lead flow, right? So here it is on our website, and then conversations pop up. So as you guys can see, you are able to build this out. Oh, and this is also really cool. It shows you this. It pings you when somebody who has been on your website have engaged a lot. It pings you and lets you know when they're on the website again and what page they're viewing. So that's really, really cool. It automatically has it set up. We use Google Chrome, and as you can see here, Google Chrome lets us know everything that's happening on the back end of our HubSpot account. So it just keeps everything robust and really nimble. So I cannot stress enough to you guys what you can do with HubSpot as a CRM, especially if you have an expert or expert agency who can onboard and set this up for you. I kid you not, guys. We've helped countless companies create much more effectiveness and organization within their companies. We've helped companies create more systematic processes, which led to more money in sales flows. We've created sales funnels, and we put those sales funnels into a HubSpot CRM. And we've just helped companies make more money and have a much more smarter ran company. At the end of the day, that's what you want. You want a company that's run smart. You want a company that's organized and neat. You want a company that you can make decisions on based off data and not opinions. And that's what we focus on. So, I'm just showing you guys from A to Z tutorial. We can leave this. And how you can build out these automation workflows and these triggers that will help you guys. So we went through the marketing, we went through a little bit of the sales, but we can go to documents. And under your sales portion, you have these documents. Now, these documents are cool because you can put in, a case study, you can put in a capability statement, you can put in a PDF, a white paper, whatever report or document you guys want to use and share, be able to put that into the back end. And you have now the enable privacy and consent to GDPR. You can learn more about that if you need to, but it shows you, it tracks how many people have viewed this information or has viewed your white paper if you're sending it within an embedded code of the CRM. Now, it doesn't track it as much if you send it just through the email, but it does track it on the email. So you have all these different triggers and thresholds that tracks your actual statement, right? So we'll go back the next side of this, but it just shows you under sales. Now, if you go under task, this is where you can run your whole company. So aside from the client end, you can run your whole company through this, right? So you can set up your task, and when you set up those tasks, you can put in, these different triggers. Now, remember when I put up in the back of the tutorial, follow with client about web design. It's automatically saved and tracked under task. And so I can exit that out. I can edit it. I can delete it. I can add it to queue. I can mark as completed. We're just going to mark as completed, and it automatically shows you a line through. So this keeps you much more neat and organized with your company and organization. As you guys are seeing through this tutorial, you're able to use this information and use a snippet of information to be able to run a much more effective company. And that's what we focus on, guys. You have to get out the old mantra, and a lot of times you're just breaking what you've been taught, right? Like, we're taught to work hard, work hard, work hard. Yes, I agree with that, but the main thing you want to focus on is working smart. And with the CRM like HubSpot, you're able to work much more smart. You're able to save much more time. You're able to increase your productivity. You're able to scale and grow your company in a sense that's manageable, and in a sense it's going to equate to more money in sales and revenue. So we can go to overdue tasks. It shows you any tasks that's overdue. It shows you any completed tasks. And you can see all the completed tasks that we have set up. Now, I just send this over to my team. My team handles this. You can do table view or board view. So when you have, board view, you can just set up and just say, complete it, etc. So that's the task portion of it. And then you can go to meetings. And the good thing about meetings is you have a calendar that will fill up your meetings automatically. So you can send out snippets and you can send out these meeting invites directly to HubSpot. And the cool thing about that is it shows you when you have a meeting with a potential prospect, a client, or a lead. And you can save this information and record and track all that data directly through HubSpot. So it's really, really cool. It's great. It gives you the date. It gives you the time. You can do it every 15 minutes, every 30, every hour, and it just breaks it down like as such. We'll go back, and then we'll go to service. Now, the good thing about service is there's this new option called tickets, and tickets is now embedded within HubSpot. So this wasn't a feature that came with HubSpot. This is a new feature that was rolled out throughout HubSpot. And tickets, it's similar to tasks, but tickets sets it up to where, you can have these tickets and you can move these tickets and you can close the tickets out. So if you're dealing with support or you're dealing with a company that you guys need to, help manage and help solve problems, you can use tickets to be much more neat. So, when I was an engineer, we use tickets a lot. We use it through Salesforce. Keep in mind, if you guys are on Salesforce, there is an option where you can link HubSpot and Salesforce together. You can integrate the two. So if you guys are looking for a CRM that's a little bit more nimble, focused, a little bit more easier to manage and use, you guys can use HubSpot and link both of them together. And we also provide that as a service as well for a fixed price. And then you can have all these filters where you can change any of the filters and created by you or others, etc. So it just keeps you really, really neat, guys. I can't stress it enough. You can edit ticket stages and sort tickets. So it's such great software. And I want to show you guys, how it works and how we can help you guys bring all of your biggest dreams to fruition through, running a company in a smart way. And you can run a company in a smart way by, automating tasks, automating things that are just, on repeat and redundant. You can just automate that to have more time to focus on working on the business versus in the business. And we're going to go to sequences next. And sequences is a really cool feature. So we just built out our sequences and we're just still building it out. So we're just playing with it now. But the good thing about this is you can do so much with it, and this is just for automation. So I'll show you guys. So it shows you, this is for sales funnels. So we talked about sales funnels, right? So it shows you for sales funnels, the sequences that's being built and those automation triggers. So we have everything down to a formula, right? So first day, they'll get this email. 2 days after that, they'll get this email, which is a little bit tailored, different copy. 3 days after that, they'll get another email. 3 days after that, they'll get another email, which is just pretty much reiterating, but in a much more condensed format. But if you guys pay attention to what's happening on the back end, right? Within that sales funnel, we're sending them copy and we're sending them helpful content. So we're telling them who we are, we're telling them what's included into that package, and we're sending them helpful content to help aid them in their decision making and choosing us to be the agency or the company that they work with. So we have a link to a podcast, we have a link to our explainer video. And if you guys need any website done or consulting, you guys can also check out our podcast or check out this link here. You can just type it in to see our explainer video, but we do websites for a fixed price of $3,000. But the good thing about this is it just shows you guys, how everything can be recorded. And if you want to change this, you can move it up, you can move it down, you can edit it, or you can just delete it completely and remove this if you guys want to focus on, changing the copywriting or changing the content that's in it. But this is a part of your sales funnels. Now, keep in mind, the good thing about sequences is this builds it out on its own. So, this is all automated. I don't have to do anything. My team doesn't have to do anything. All we have to do is enroll the contact in the email. Now, you can thread emails or you can unthread emails. Threaded emails is going to keep the same subject line. It's going to keep the conversation going through that same email. If you unthread it, it's going to be a new email with a new subject line every time. So that's the difference between that. If we go back, that's for the automation. And now reports, you got analytic tools. And your analytics tools is really, really key because you can save so much money by using this prospecting tool. Now, we've embedded this into the back end of our website, and you have to embed this into the back end of your code or your header of your website or footer of your website in order for this to work correctly. But we've embedded it into the back end of our website, and the good thing that this does is it shows you who's on our website. So you have all these different companies, right? Got these different companies. We have, and we've been able to also find a new stream of revenue. We've been able to find a new target market just by understanding who's engaging with us on our site. Because a lot of times we become so narrow-minded and focused on the task at hand or servicing, one specific persona or one specific demographic of clients that we forget that here's another, and it's a different way to think about it. But we have Fortune 500 brands that come and engage with our site and check out, a lot of different pages. And the good thing about it is, it shows you how many times they've viewed your site. So we have Verizon Enterprise. Someone within an organization got wind of the site or wind of the company. We've been featured in PR. We've been featured, different articles. We run ads. There's a lot of different ways, referrals, etc. A lot of different ways that we build out our sales funnel. If you guys need sales funnel help, please come to us. We specialize in that as well. But as you can see, if you click on it, it gives you this snippet of information about the company. And it shows you the tracking source. It shows you, because everything is linked to an IP address, right? And you can add this as a company. You add this as a company, it's going to go directly to your contacts. So everything should match. Everything should be built out like a spider web, right? And what I mean by that is everything should be connected. Your website interface should be connected to the back end of your Hubspot CRM. Your Hubspot CRM should be connected to the back end of your website. Any information that's being recorded on your website should go directly to HubSpot. Any sales process, any leads, any prospecting, any funnel should be built out directly through HubSpot. Any email should be tracked directly within HubSpot, right? So like I'm showing you guys the process that we've been able to use and grow to build a much more effective company, a much more smarter ran organization, and a company that's managed really well, and we can manage it from anywhere in the world. That's the greatest gift, right? To be able to make money from anywhere in the world. And I'm showing you guys how we've been able to do so, right? So that's your prospecting feature. And then you go to dashboards, and dashboards is where you have these custom reports. And this is for the business owner, or this is for the manager, or the person who's more senior, who can look at the dashboards and say, okay, we need to invest more time in this versus that, right? So you look at your dashboards and you can see contacts overview, contacts by source. You have a leaderboard, right? You can see the emails. It breaks everything down. It's amazing. The software is simply amazing. It breaks everything down. Your leaderboard, everything is done in a much more effective way that's neat and organized, right? So you can see all this information. You can see your team activity. So you can log in if you're a business owner or a mid-level manager. You can log in and say, okay. And you're able to do that in a way that is just much more neat and succinct, right? So you go back to dashboard. So you have a marketing dashboard, you have a sales dashboard, you have a service dashboard, which is new. So it just shows you your performance, and you can swap this out, you can change it. And then if you go to your different dashboard, go one more. It shows you this information, right? So you can go to your service dashboard. And your service dashboard is for your tickets. So this shows you, who's engaging with your tickets, how many tickets are open, and how long they've been open for. So This is a tutorial for HubSpot. And lastly, I'll go to the settings. And I'll show you guys, right? So this is on the back end where you can set up your integrations. You can set up your API, your apps, your marketing, your ads, your email, your service provider, your forms, your properties. Everything is set up in the back end of the settings. And as I stated, we can set this up for you guys. We can onboard this for you guys. If you guys need any help, please give us a call. You can call directly, 330-256-9303. You can reach out via website, which is www.startmark.com. That's spelled STARTMARKE.com. Or you can just send over an email. You can email us direct at startmarkagency@gmail.com. That's STARTMARKE agency@gmail.com. Thanks, guys, for tuning into the tutorial. I look forward to working with some of you. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Take care.